Hello everyone. I'm thrilled to be introducing myself to all of you today. I'm Dr. Charanyaa Sampath and I've been very silently working on something that is very special and close to my heart, and I feel like it's time that I tell everyone what it is all about. But before we dive into that, I would like you all to come along with me on this quick journey. And what is that quick journey? It's just into my past, right? So, as a child, I have been extremely active child, bustling with so much energy, wanted to be everywhere. So I did. I was into sports, I was into dance, fairly did well in my studies as well. I did top my 12th CBSE boards in biology and always obtained a distinction in my college during my college days, be it UG, PG, and then PhD. That is a different genre altogether. Then in sports, I've been trained into 100-meter sprint and 100 meters relay, basketball, and kho. These were my favorite activities in sports. And in dance, I've been trained into classical dancing in the forms of Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Mohiniyattam, and folk. And I have participated in several dance competitions and several dance programs and won prizes in both um, sports as well and in dance as well. So, in dance, I did receive an award called the Kala Tilakam. Kala Tilakam is basically given to a person who has participated, who has excelled in everything that he or she has participated. So, I did receive that award. And why am I telling all of these things is basically to get to the space of um, I somehow I somehow always attributed the effect of my extracurricular activities into my performance in studies, right? So I will tell you a few distinct points that I will connect the dots later. So when I was an 8-year-old child, I was in the dance class and I was learning how to, balance one leg on the floor and another one on the air. So it was the Natrajar pose. I was being exposed to that learning at that time. And something that I learned for a 8-year-old mind at that time, to understand that, I don't know, it just seemed very beautiful. I think I carried that on later in all my life. So what I learned was, okay, I am balancing on one feet and all I need to do is just concentrate and focus to have this leg up. That's all. Something inside me sparked something, right? And another distinctive thing is, um, in the school during holidays, the teachers ask us to practice handwriting. Yeah. So I used to practice handwriting by writing the different proverbs. Okay. So the proverb that always stuck by me was, where there is a will, there is a way. And another proverb, I'm not sure if you've all heard it, many of you must have, what is that? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. What that basically means is, if you're only going to keep working and you're not going to be involved in any activity, you will become bored and you will become a boring person. And I, as a child, definitely didn't want to be that boring person. And of course, I was bustling with so much energy, isn't it? And where there is a will, there is a way. I never had this attitude of give up, kept going at it. Okay. And where I used this focus and concentration was into my studies. Somehow I just translated whatever I learned in dance class into my studies. I felt like if I focus, if I concentrate right now, this moment, I will have it all done. That was the only thing I knew. So basically, what I'm trying to say from this is that these sort of learnings have come from my extracurricular activities. And another thing that I want to say is, I I'm not I'm not claiming that I'm a brilliant person. I just was open to the concept of being focused and concentrating on my studies. I think that really expanded my brain to take in whatever I had to take in. I would never care about the time. I would never like concentrate how much time I have to study, things like that. No, because I used to be a person who used to be last minute studying person. But somehow the focus and concentration helped me going, and I did well. Did well not only in school, in college days as well. I still remember my dad. He used to call me. He used to call me because I was studying in the hostel, right? I was yeah, in the hostel, and he is like, okay, I understand that you're doing a lot of activities, but are you studying side by side? And that's when I realized, like, okay, there's a lot that I'm doing, but like I said, it's I attributed my performance to studies only because of my co-curricular activities, right? So this is something, some formula that I just cracked, and I knew that it helped me, you know. I felt like I had it all set. So I just kept going on, and it just worked. It worked as well until fast forward to my PhD days. So PhD as it is very challenging, and we are not going to get into that aspect of it at all. I loved what I did during my PhD days, the lab work, everything. But there was a point in time where I hit the rock bottom. Something that was working for me back in the past. I thought I had it all set, I had all the formulas right, and suddenly it's all stopping to work for me. I was like, where am I going wrong? Everything I'm doing right, be it the eating habits or whatever that is that I've been doing for years together, suddenly is like not working at all. It all snapped. And then I was like, okay, it was an identity crisis for me. I was like, what am I doing? Where am I heading with all of these things? I started asking questions. And you won't believe me, all of you who are watching this, you won't believe me that for the first time I ever asked this question of, why am I feeling this way? That was the turning point. Was I a person who used to feel very deeply about everything? Yes. But I used to dismiss all the feelings. I used to be like, oh, you're feeling this right now. Okay, keep this aside because you have a lot of other activities to do. So I kept dismissing all of those feelings. And at one point, I couldn't do that anymore. And that is when that, rock bottom happened, you know. So I had to reinvent myself from that time, started walking that journey to see where it was, to, just put in those missing pieces that I thought I had it all together. But no, it wasn't. And it was something new for me, because something that worked for me is not working right now. So I had to reinvent myself altogether, you know. So that's when I recognized that, wow, life is a long journey to learn, and you never have it. You never have it all, it's a continuous journey of change, and we will keep growing no matter what age we are. And life has its own ways of humbling us to that very point, you know. So I recognized that, and I started walking the journey. And from that point in time, I started feeling something very deeply inside me. So, with the doctorate in biology and having a very strong foundation in sports and dance, I've always believed in the fact of balanced and holistic development of growth, which is something I want to bring across to the young minds, um, so that they have a beautiful life forward, you know. So, with years of research and some very real life reflections and realizations, I truly believe that I have something very special to give to the young minds. So, this brings me to the point of where I wanted to tell you all what I've been working on. So, I will be, introducing a podcast series for the young minds and the teenagers, so that they very specifically designed and beautifully curated with all my heart, you know, to develop a very emotionally stable, you know, um, and very caring individuals. That's what I would say that I've been working on for a very long time. And the podcast is actually my way of giving it back to the children, um, and in a way that they can take care of themselves from inside out, you know, with a lot of courage, with a lot of heart, and with a lot of kindness. So, this is what I've been working on for a very long time, and I believe that now is the best time, because I walked that journey, and I couldn't have done it 2 years ago. I believe that I'm in the right space to deliver all of these things that I've learned, and I just know this for a very fact that if I had to walk all of it, you know, there is something that is there to share, and I'm all about giving what I learned. I never hold back anything to myself. So I'm here to, you know, just say that this podcast series is something that I beautifully curated for every one of you, uh, to even the adults. Like I said, there is never an end to growing. There is never end to learning. So if we believe as adults that, yeah, I've experienced all of these things and this is all there is, we are completely mistaken, because life at one point in time will come and just say that you got to learn something else, my dear. So it would be lovely even for the adults to have a, patient listening along with your children on all these podcasts, because it is basically curated for the well-being of the young minds. And at this point in time, I would just have you all just hold my hands on this journey and walk it along with me to make it an impactful journey. Yeah. So let's focus together on raising a very beautiful generation of young individuals with clear, confident, brave, and full of heart individuals. I do believe that, having all of these activities and all of these podcasts told at this point in time at their young age will beautifully, mold them to be very resilient and happy individuals in the future. So, something that I learned very later on in my late 20s is something that I would like the children be prepared. I would like the children to be prepared to face the life, rather than, just it's like as if you're in the ocean and you're just put into the ocean without knowing how to swim. It's a vast space. You don't know, it's an unknown space. Even if you know how to swim, it is not like you can, it kind of gets difficult. So when you're entering into the space of the world, having the necessary tools to face the world, I think, is essential at this point in time, especially in this really fast paced life wherein everything seems like, moving very fast and you do not know which direction to go. So I think, putting this podcast across to the young minds will make a great impact in their life, and I really would love you all to support me on this journey, right? So I would be getting this podcast videos every week, on a Friday or a Saturday, because the weekends, I guess, is very nice because you're away from your work and children are, away from their school. At that point in time, there is some relaxation, and I really want them to have a very immersive process. So that's the reason why I will be coming up with those episodes every week on Friday and Saturday. So thank you, all of you, for this uh, beautiful, for walking this beautiful journey with me. I really would love you all to encourage me on all of these things, right? So another thing that I wanted to mention here is I would be bringing these sort of topics in a very joyful learning experience with some practical tools. So imagine having science, storytelling, and self care all together as a combination. That's a very interesting combination, isn't it? I'm sure you'll all not just learn. I think there is just more to that. But you'll have to figure out what that more is. So I request you all to keep watching the videos as it comes. Yes, so walk this journey along with me, and I'm sure you will have beautiful takeaways from all of these things. Yes, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all very, very soon. And until then, stay curious. Bye.